lanes.
You know what might make you feel better?
What?
And all I want to do is take a poo?
I feel like that makes you feel better.
It might make me feel better.
All right, let's go to it. What can
Cause
ask
all
her
I
if
wanna
she didn't read it?
do
Forget
is
about it.
take a poo. I got a feeling I gotta go number 2. All I wanna
We'll
do
see how bad your
is
injury
take a
is,
poo.
if it really hurts when you do
I
that.
got a feeling I'm gonna drop a
It
deuce.
does with my
All
rib.
I
I'll
wanna
tell you that
do
much.
is
Taking a
take
poo isn't fun when you've hurt your ribs. So I'll just tell you that right now.
All right, you guys. This headline is everything. Fan poops in aisle near Hillary and Chelsea Clinton at a Broadway show.
Are we sure it was a fan?
Page 6, thank you so much for this second line. Some like it steaming hot.
Wow.
Because they were at the Broadway musical Some Like It Hot.
Wow, wow, wow.
Page 6, here's that a serial pooper has been stalking the halls of the legendary Schubert Theater. And the last time they struck, a turd appeared in the aisle near Hillary and Chelsea Clinton at Some Like It Hot.
Oh, there's a picture.
A source close to the show, though, insists that it was just a regrettable one-off incident and they don't have a serial pooper. Again, it's a little muddy in here. Some people are saying this has happened a few times. Others are saying, no, this is an isolated incident. A source said last week when Hillary and Chelsea Clinton were in the audience, the lights came up for intermission and there were 2 human turds in the aisle just near the famous political duo.
Wow.
The insider added the house crew dealt with it very appropriately and quickly, and Hillary and Chelsea remained in the theater for the second act. But, like, imagine the smell.
Not necessarily. A big open environment like that.
Okay, so it turns out, and this is kind of sad, someone is saying it was an elderly person, and it's rather sad, but yes, the house staff worked quickly to help resolve the situation. Act 2 started as scheduled. But again, someone says that they spoke to the house manager who said it was actually the 4th time it happened.
Could have been the same person who's... Well, how rude is that person?
I don't
know
know.
you've got incontinence
Did they
issues.
say 2 solid logs?
2 turds, yeah.
An elderly person let out 2 logs in an emergency? That doesn't sound right to me. Because if it's an
Right.
emergency, it would be like a splatter.
Maybe you're the Columbo of crap.
I'm Crap Columbo.
Yes. By the way, we've just
Bitch,
made
one
the
more
dump
thing.
for you today.
So the source wildly speculated there is someone who is either shitting in the aisle or surreptitiously dumping defecation they smuggled into the theater.
Seems like a lot of work, very little payoff, or not. Maybe there is
So-
payoff to that.
I'm not totally sure, but there have been a bunch of VIPs who have gone to this show, including Spielberg, Martin Short, Debbie Allen, Bo Derek, Hank Azaria, Kristen Chenoweth, and more. Do you think the fact that it was Hillary and Chelsea, that has something to do with it?
Well, it depends on what line you want to believe. Was it a one-off, or was it a number 2 many-off?
Was it Rachmaninoff? It's the first thing I thought of.
Not bad.
Bobby, what's your theory?
I think this is the new thing. Celebrities go to this play and take a shit. Like,
Do you think Hillary and Chelsea did it?
There's 2 logs
Ugh.
by the 2 famous celebrities.
Wow.
I
I
mean,
like this
there was...
theory best so far. And you know what? I think that would make me respect Hillary and Chelsea even more.
It's a weird fetish if it's deliberate, and it does remind me. This is terrible, particularly since I love museums. But when I think it was a way to deal with the fact that my dad read everything on the plaques in the museum, and we would be there for like hours.
Yeah.
But my brother and I, mostly me, would sort of do challenges where we'd find odd areas of the museum to pee in.
How old were you?
It's about 22. She believed that. No, we would. I was probably about 10, 11 tops, but
Makes me so angry.
I didn't piss on the exhibits. Behind them for sure.
Think about
In
the
corners
poor,
that were not popular with the viewing
poor
public.
fucking
and I
people
just
who
sort
had
of,
to clean up your piss.
not really.
So rude.
No, they wouldn't have to clean it up because it would dry quickly and just become part of the exhibit.
That's
If
not
anything,
how
it's
urine
art.
works.
It's art.
That's why you're such a urine apologist to this dog.
I'm a urologist.
It'll dry. No, it's going to stink up the place. Potentially the fumes ruin the artwork.
It wasn't. It was like I think it was the Museum of Science and Industry.
What was your best score?
Well, I did it at the place that I loved the most, the dinosaur area. But they had like all of the exhibits. If you were a little kid, you could kind of squeeze behind them. And I'm sure people walk by like, what does the kid think that there's more bones behind the exhibit where there's bones or something? But indeed, I was just taking a leak. So there are some.
So that was the best pee, the dinosaur bones?
It was a big score. I'm not going to lie.
What was the best one your brother got?
Well, I think he did one in a room where he couldn't hide. So were anyone to have come in, they would have gotten busted, that's like 10 points right there.
It's a big empty room.
Well, no, it like had exhibits in it, but it wasn't popular.
It was
What
the
would you
coat
do?
check.
Yeah.
What would you do if you walked in, you're walking through a museum and you just see a little kid pissing on stuff? Would you even say anything?
That's the excitement
I
of
would
it.
think maybe they were a little developmentally slow.
I'll tell you. She's not wrong. It's like that Seinfeld episode where the older people would steal stuff because they could just, they are senile. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know.
I brought a helmet for just that reason.
Which brother?
Me and Jonathan.
Do you think he still does it today, like when he's showing homes?
Oh,
Get out of here.
if it isn't selling, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, between him and Miller. The Miller Schultz team, they have a running point system.
Hey, from what I remember, every time a Schultz had a little Miller, things were going to get peed on.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, before these cell phones the kids had today, we had to find ways to stay occupied.
But
Peeing on exhibits.
Your dad never caught wind that his sons were pissing all over the museum?
I have never mentioned this verbally until today.
You should tell him.
I think, no, don't tell him. I think
He would, to this
your
day, kill me.
parents would be as disappointed in you as I am right now.
I know.
Probably more so.
We
'cause
edit
they
this out.
Gave you life. But back to the Broadway show.
I want to keep talking about peeing on a mammoth.
I understand maybe how you could get away with it a little more. In a museum, people are allowed to wander. They're going on, they're
Explore
on their
their
own journey.
bladders.
So, but at a Broadway show, I mean, even if you like open up your phone, you have ushers who are like, turn off your phone. Like, there's eyes,
usher
there's
side.
people everywhere that I don't know how this happened without someone realizing until the lights came up. Someone had to have either been crouched down in the aisle for at least, even if you're a very fast pooper, to remove whatever undergarments or just drop trow and get it out, that's at least 20 seconds.
I disagree with your premise. And Crap Columbo, take notes in case that you guys further explore this case on the dump.
Two more things here. Here's how you can do it in under 3 seconds. If it's a lady in a dress and she's got no undergarments on, you don't have to squat. You can literally just kind of point your ass out, fire some turds out, and walk
But
away.
then that was so premeditated.
She did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Right. I think our suspects are any possibly elderly lady in a large flowing dress or a elderly man with very baggy pants. And then
That was
he
the
could
other
do
thing
the
I was gonna say.
the
It can roll
leg
down
shake.
your leg and really just tumble out of
Yes.
Oh, wow.
it. That has happened.
We're going to solve this case.
Although, Steve, if this were done on purpose, I think we would know who did it by now, because who doesn't love to brag about pissing in museums,
I have not talked about this for 30 plus years.
pooing in Broadway theaters, like to do it and not get the recognition?
Yeah, but you tell your friends. You don't go to the
I'm
newspaper.
sorry. Who has friends
Hello,
now
Page Six.
who don't reveal secrets?
See,
Let's be real.
This goes to my conspiracy theory. Bill always claims his family's one of the most ancient in America, one of the most important people of the Revolution.
Yeah.
And he liked to piss in museums. I'm thinking this is what just rich and famous
It
people
is-
do. They
it is
keep
the
a score
Clintons.
system amongst themselves.
Oh my God.
It's true.
Oh my God.
I'm also part of like the trilateral. What's another top secret old family thing? Illuminati. It's a big thing with us. We shit and piss everywhere.
More like a Luma potty.
Illumipati. That's
How did you know our actual name?
of all the
Fuck!
of all the political.
You do have to edit this out.
families, Bill. Of all the political families, though, who do you think would be the fecalphiles? I would say the Clintons.
Oh, the Johnsons. Lyndon B. Johnson
The
famously.
alive families.
Well, he's got family members that are alive.
Okay.
Lyndon B. Johnson would famously, so as to intimidate, but also I think it was like a weird thing with him too. He would famously have interview lower members of his staff or talk to the press while taking a dump with the door open. and then that somehow he felt would intimidate them, put them in their place, whereas they're just thinking, holy shit, I'm watching the most powerful man in the world take a massive dump. They probably weren't even listening to anything he said, but that was something he would do. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Well, Putin, we know, just recently fell down some stairs and shat himself.
Yeah, but that's like an accidental. That's
Yeah.
like, I like Johnson now. That. I like that too.
That was for you.
Well, it now reframes my nightmares where I'm sitting in the middle of a public room or a party, like our graphic, and I'm
Yes.
usually that's a moment of like, I feel awkward, but now I can reframe it and be like, fuck all of you. I'm making you guys uncomfortable.
Wow, you
You're
are
the
taking
most
back the
powerful
night.
person in the room.
I am.
You're the president of this room.
Thank you.
I'm at some point going to now have a dream where I'm just walking into a party and I'll just see Joanne kind of like, yeah. And I look down and there she's just taking a dump right in the middle of that party. This has been so implanted in my brain. Wow.
She's not gonna be ashamed. She's gonna be holding court.
Yeah,
Fucking life of the party.
it'll be empoopering rather than empowering. Yes.
Yeah, and the most important person, like my, what do you call it? The person who's right under you.
I'd be the toilet.
Well, no.
Vice shitter.
My vice, whatever, is the one who turns the bidet nozzle. I'm ready.
It reminds me of Coming to America. Wipers!